Audiences of The View know that the show is no stranger to political discussions. Recently, the co-hosts found themselves discussing President Donald Trump. At one point, the head of state was compared to a teenage girl. The President of the United States became a recent topic of discussion on The View. The View has been around since 1997. The talk show sees a panel of women discuss various stories, from politics to entertainment news. Over the years, fans have seen a variety of co-hosts on the panel. Currently, the talk show's lineup of co-hosts is made up of Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, Sarah Haynes, Ana Navarro, and Alyssa Farah Griffin. Recently, President Donald Trump became a topic of discussion during an episode airing on June 25, 2025. At the time, the co-hosts discussed his ongoing social media feud with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. As Behar shared, he went on a late-night social media rant calling her one of the dumbest people in Congress and demanded she take the cognitive test that he claimed he aced. The audience broke out into laughter from this, before Barr explained her past experiences with the president. One of the co-hosts also touched on meeting Trump in the past, my experience with him, my observation of him. He really doesn't like strong women. He likes obedient, dutiful women who compliment him. This type of woman really gets under his skin. Navarro also shared, I think it is cuckoo crazy, taco loco, for Donald Trump, in the middle of military action against Iran, trying to get Iran and Israel to the table in a peace treaty, from Air Force One en route to a NATO meeting, where he'll try to be a statesman for the world to see, is picking a Twitter fight like a teenage girl with AOC. Behar then added, does he even know who she is? As noted by OK Magazine, Ocasio-Cortez and Trump's feud stemmed from the former sharing her disapproval of the bombing Iran's nuclear sites on social media. At the time, she shared it was a grave violation of the Constitution and congressional war powers. She also claimed it was absolutely and clearly grounds for impeachment. At the time, Trump responded to this. Taking to social media, he wrote, "Stupid AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the dumbest people in Congress, is now calling for my impeachment, despite the fact that the crooked and corrupt Democrats have already done that twice before." Ocasio-Cortez also issued a response to this. As she wrote, Mr. President, don't take your anger out on me. I'm just a silly girl. Take it out on whoever convinced you to betray the American people and our Constitution by illegally bombing Iran and dragging us into war. The View's latest firestorm. Co-hosts mock Donald Trump's AOC feud, call out teenage girl. Behavior amid war tensions. The View, ABC's long-running daytime talk show, is no stranger to controversy. Known for its unfiltered political debates, fiery co-host exchanges, and bold commentary, the show once again found itself in the center of the national conversation, this time thanks to a sharp critique of former President Donald Trump and his ongoing feud with Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. On the June 25, 2025 episode, what began as a casual political discussion quickly turned into a viral moment. With laughter, eye rolls, and brutal honesty, the panel of female co-hosts dissected Trump's latest online tirade, one that targeted Ocasio-Cortez amid rising international tensions with Iran and ongoing diplomatic efforts with Israel and NATO. But it wasn't just Trump's comments that caught fire, it was the panel's reaction. One co-host compared the former president's behavior to that of a teenage girl, while others mocked his apparent obsession with controlling women who speak their minds. The segment became an instant social media moment and sparked heated conversations across political lines. Let's dive deep into the episode that reignited a political firestorm and explore the backstory, the controversial comments, the online backlash, and what this moment tells us about Trump's influence, AOC's defiance and The View's lasting role in shaping public discourse. The View, a platform that doesn't hold back since its debut in 1997. The View has carved out a unique space in daytime television. Part talk show, part political roundtable, it features a rotating panel of female co-hosts who bring different generational, cultural, and ideological perspectives to the table. Current co-hosts Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, Sarah Haynes, Ana Navarro, and Alyssa Farah Griffin have helped carry on that legacy, engaging in fierce debates that often reflect the deep divisions across the country. Whether it's gun reform, reproductive rights, Supreme Court decisions, or presidential politics, no subject is off-limits. This time, however, the spotlight turned to a familiar figure, Donald J. Trump. Trump versus AOC. A war of words on social media. The episode's political segment centered around the escalating online spat between Trump and New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The feud reignited following AOC's condemnation of Trump's decision to unilaterally bomb nuclear sites in Iran, a move that sparked international outcry and raised serious constitutional questions. On social media, Ocasio-Cortez didn't hold back. She accused Trump of violating the Constitution and acting without congressional approval, saying the bombing was a grave violation of the Constitution and congressional war powers. In her words, it was absolutely and clearly grounds for impeachment. Trump, never one to let criticism slide, fired back in a late-night post. Stupid AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the dumbest people in Congress, is now calling for my impeachment. Despite the fact that the crooked and corrupt Democrats have already done that twice before. The post made headlines for its tone and timing. With military operations unfolding in the Middle East and delicate peace negotiations reportedly underway, critics were quick to question why Trump was spending his energy fighting a Twitter war. Joy Behar reacts, "Does he even know who she is?" On The View, longtime co-host Joy Behar was the first to wade into the fray. Introducing the topic to the audience, she paraphrased Trump's rant, sparking laughter from both the panel and the live audience. He went on a late-night social media rant calling her one of the dumbest people in Congress and demanded she take the cognitive test that he claimed he aced, Behar said, smirking as the audience erupted in laughter. She didn't stop there. "My experience with him, my observation of him, he really doesn't like strong women," she said. "He likes obedient, dutiful women who compliment him. This type of woman really gets under his skin." Behar's remarks drew nods from several co-hosts, while viewers online began to share their own interpretations of Trump's repeated targeting of high-profile women of color. Ana Navarro's "Teenage Girl" dig goes viral. Ana Navarro, a Republican strategist and CNN contributor known for her unapologetic takes on Trump, delivered perhaps the most memorable line of the segment, one that would quickly trend online. "I think it is cuckoo crazy, taco loco, for Donald Trump in the middle of military action against Iran, trying to get Iran and Israel to the table in a peace treaty, from Air Force One en route to a NATO meeting, where he'll try to be a statesman for the world to see, is picking a Twitter fight like a teenage girl with AOC." The studio audience gasped, then laughed. Behar immediately added her own jab. "Does he even know who she is?" The moment went viral within hours, with clips circulating across Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Hashtags like #TeenageTrump, #ViewClapback, and #AOCVSTrump began trending, with thousands of users praising Navarro for capturing what many saw as a lack of presidential decorum. AOC claps back with sarcasm. Ocasio-Cortez, for her part, responded to Trump's outburst with a combination of sarcasm and pointed political criticism. Taking to her own social media platform, she wrote, "Mr. President, don't take your anger out on me. I'm just a silly girl. Take it out on whoever convinced you to betray the American people and our Constitution by illegally bombing Iran and dragging us into war." The tone was unmistakably mocking, but it carried a serious undertone, questioning not just the legality of Trump's actions, but the political motivations behind them. Many progressives applauded AOC's boldness, while critics accused her of politicizing foreign policy. Still, her ability to take Trump's insults and flip them back on him earned her praise from supporters and media outlets alike. Alyssa Farah Griffin tries to mediate. To mixed results, not everyone on The View was entirely comfortable with the mockery. Conservative co-host Alyssa Farah Griffin, a former White House communications director under Trump, attempted to offer a more nuanced view, though she still didn't defend the former president's tone. "Look, I don't agree with how he addresses women. Never have, never will. But I do think that AOC is trying to make a larger constitutional point here, and we shouldn't reduce it to insults on either side." Her attempt to steer the conversation into more diplomatic territory was met with polite acknowledgement, but the energy in the room was clearly aligned with Behar and Navarro's frustration. The real issue: war powers and the Constitution beneath all the name-calling and viral moments. The View's segment touched on a deeply important issue: presidential war powers. Under the U.S. Constitution, only Congress has the authority to declare war. Over the years, however, successive presidents, Republican and Democrat alike, have stretched the interpretation of that power.